Letting that one trickle to the left of the right-handed batter's box was Vento. And so right now, nothing but an 0-2 count. After Merle, it's Seidner and Deo. Anyone reaches Davis will step in. 0-2, that one ripped to second. Gobbled up there from Danahy, and Kelly makes the play. One down as the Beacons
right fielder number 4, Seidner,
and the Panthers trickle down to the final few outs. I think I'm always impressed by with softball is how they always seem to be smiling. Could be down by 10 runs. They'd be smiling out there. Meanwhile, baseball, you look at some of those ball players. Now, Alex Carasoto's one who's always smiling, but that's just because he's half in the clouds no matter what, as that one is up and in, 1-1. Classic left-handed reliever, Alex Carasoto. Call that a strike. It's 0-2. That one's high, 1-2. The wind-up from Greenspan, 1-2 is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hannah Seidner is 0 for 2. She sacrificed in the first, grounded out to first in the third, and was robbed by Gigi Braga on a beautiful diving double play back in the 5th inning. So from 0-2 now to 3-2, Greenspan. The payoff pitch, that's ripped left field. On her horse, back and over the head of the left fielder, Pressmack. That is an extra base hit. And, folks, that is the first extra base hit of the day allowed by Greenspan. It's the best way to do that is with no one on. But it does bring up the heart of the order, beginning with Ashley Deo. Deo is 1 for 2. She walked, lined out to left, and singled and scored back in the 6th inning. She began that 6th inning with that base hit. A rocket back up the middle. She was advanced over on a bunt by Davis, and then a walk to Landers, followed by a single from Emerson that brought in Deo. Then after that was the Butler ground ball that almost got them out of the inning. As that one is in the dirt. 2-0. Seidner at second. She represents the insurance run that the Panthers desperately want. The 2-0, and that's outside. 3 balls and no strikes to Deo. You almost wonder if they're thinking of just pitching around her to face Aubrey Davis, who has not done much with the stick today. And also set up a double play ball, and there you go. So 4 pitches, none of which were particularly close, and none of which challenged Ashley Deo, who is on base for the 3rd time today. So 2 runners on for Davis, the designated player.
Number 17, Aubrey Davis.
Davis struck out looking, walked, and bunted on a successful sacrifice last inning. Back out here in the 7th inning, and a huge at-bat here for Greenspan and the Beacons. That one is lofted. It's deep up the third base line, but it's going to reach out of play. Braga made a good effort there, but she would have needed rockets in her cleats to get that one. And so the count trickles to 0-1. Aubrey Davis stepping back in. She can get her first hit of the day, and with it, potentially some cushion for the Panthers. Now 1 low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Folks, stay tuned for Game 2 of this doubleheader. tentatively scheduled to get underway at 3 p.m. No chance that happens now. This game did start about 15 minutes late, so we'll say about 3:15, 3:30 for Game 2, as that one is launched deep left field by Davis. Pressman on the run. It's one hopping off the fence. They're going to wave Deo home, and she is safe as sliding in successfully is Seidner, and this is a 3-1 game. So Seidner scores Deo to third on the RBI double from Aubrey Davis.
Third base number 15, Jen Landers.
So Greenspan doesn't allow an extra base hit through 6 innings, and here in the 7th, she gives up double, walk, double after getting Morrill to ground out to begin the inning. Now we might get a pinch runner, and we will. Davis is going to take a seat. She's going to be replaced by Riley McMillan, a freshman utility player from Mystic, Connecticut. So McMillan in for Davis. A little more speed out there.
Riley McMillan.
So to bring up Jen Landers. Landers now has 2 more insurance runs in scoring position, with her Panthers now leading 3-1, 3 unanswered in the final 2 innings. That one's low, 1-0. Landers is 0 for 2, ground out, strikeout, walk. That one ripped foul off the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jen Landers. One. That one shot foul, as out in front of it was Landers. And so Greenspan, again, 1 strike away from the second out. It's been that way the last couple of at-bats, and she's unable to do so against Deo. She wanted nothing to do with Ashley once it got to 3 balls. And Aubrey Davis, of course, punished it to left. That one in the dirt. Good block. 2-2. The runner at third base is Deo. The runner at second, McMillan. 2-2. In the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes again. So a big payoff pitch here. Waiting on deck is Cassidy Emerson. The 3-2. Ground ball to Braga. Gigi gobbles it up, fires across the diamond. It scores a run. The throw back to third, and McMillan tumbling over like a tree in the forest, but able to keep that right hand on there. It's an RBI ground out for Landers. 6-3 on the putout. Deo scores, and it's 4-1.
Cassidy Emerson.
Brings up Emerson. Cassidy is 1 for 2. She singled in the 6th. She's also flown out to right and walked. Greenspan's first pitch, and it hits her right on the left leg. So the command continuing to elude Greenspan over the last inning and a half or so, as Emerson advances to first base.
Shortstop number 13, Nora Butler.
So with 2 outs, Nora Butler will step in. Nora, right now, has the hit that gave Plymouth the lead. Would be the game-winning RBI if she and the Panthers can hold on. That came back in the 6th. She's 0 for 2, as that one is high. Excuse me, 0 for 3. She reached on an error and grounded out to short. She also grounded into that fielder's choice last inning. It's 1-0 now to Butler. Emerson at first after being plunked on the leg. That one ripped to center field. Coming on in and making the catch to end the inning is the center fielder, Paulina. But the damage is done as the Panthers score 2 runs. They do so with the benefit of just 2 hits, both of them doubles. We head to the bottom of the 7th. The last chance for romance for UMass Boston. It's 4-1 Plymouth State. Caitlin Miller will try to close out her victory here this afternoon. Let's take a look around Beaconville for the last time here in Game 1. The baseball team, I should say, winning 3-1 across the street against WestCon. Game 1 of their doubleheader. That is a final. Tennis will take it on Dartmouth. That one moved to tomorrow. Lacrosse is at WestCon for a 4 o'clock game today. Track and field's at Smith College all day for their meet. So UMass Boston will have to put together quite a rally. And if I'm not mistaken, we're going to see a pinch hitter to begin the bottom of the 7th inning. As Alyssa Tully will step on into the right-handed batter's box.
14, Alyssa Tully.
Alyssa is a junior from Lowell. First pitch from Miller, and Alyssa rips it to third, and one third baseman lines out to the other on a beautiful lunging play from Jen Landers. Well, if you're Alyssa, you can't hang your head on that one. She rocketed that to third base, but they call it the hot corner for a reason. And a beautiful effort from Landers as that ball caught her almost as much as she caught it. That brings up Gaeta. Cassidy is 0 for 1. She struck out and was hit by a pitch. Amazing the Beacons were in this game for as long as they were, as that one is a beautiful off-speed pitch right there, 0-2. It's going to be 1-1. The thing is, the Beacons, this is just the third at bat for Gaeta. If she and Bonilla don't get on, Gigi Braga's only going to have 2 at bats in this game compared to almost the entire lineup for Plymouth having 4, as that one is grounded to second. Gobbled up out there and making the throw across the diamond for the out. Play made by King. And so, the Beacons down to their final out. It's going to be Giovanna Bonilla. Trying to keep it alive for Braga. Miller, meanwhile, will look to secure the victory here. First pitch, right there. 0-1. Miller would improve to 7-5 on the year with the victory. It'll also be her 8th complete game. That one's over the head of the shortstop and a base hit. So Bonilla keeps the game alive and gives Gigi Braga a chance to do the same. Beacons need one more base runner to bring the tying run to the plate. It's the first hit of the day for Bonilla after striking out twice against Miller. Here's Gigi. She's 1 for 2, a ground out and an infield single. So try to keep the game alive for Bellata. The Beacons trailing by 3. Gigi lines that one off the screen, 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch in the dirt. Good block from Birch. If for nothing else, to keep that runner out of scoring position. It's 1-1. Miller from the windup, 1-1. Gigi chopped right to third base. Landers gobbles it, fires to first, and the ball game is over. as Caitlin Miller, with her 8th complete game of the year, gets the victory over your UMass Boston Beacons. The final score, UMass Boston 4, or Plymouth State 4, UMass Boston 1. The win goes to Miller. She's 7-5. The loss to Greenspan. She's 3-7. And the Beacons fall to 7-12 overall. The Plymouth State Panthers improving to 13-8. Beacons will have an opportunity to even things up in their LEC slate as they start 0-1 with Game 2 of the doubleheader, which gets underway shortly. As UMass Boston falls by the final, again, of 4-1 to the Plymouth State Panthers. Greenspan falls to 3-7 as Miller improves to 7-5. Let's look ahead and see what's coming up after this one for UMass Boston. Of course, they got Game 2 of the doubleheader in a few minutes today. They'll be at Emmanuel College as well as at Lesley University this week. And then they will be back on the road next weekend for LEC battles at EastCon and WestCon. All of those matchups, doubleheaders for UMass Boston. I'd like to thank our Broadcasting Network crew, Seth Orensky, the producer, our director, Alyssa DePippo. Can't read that name, Cassie Murphy on the camera, and myself, John Skudris. We'll be back with you in about 20 minutes' time for Game 2. Until then, good night, good luck, good softball. Talk to you soon right here on the BBN. Good afternoon. Welcome back to the Beacons Broadcast and Network production of Beacons Softball. I'm John Skudris. UMass Boston looking to salvage a split of their LEC opening doubleheader against the Plymouth State Panthers. In Game 1, the Beacons got out to a 1-0 lead early on as Kelly Danahy came in to score after a one-out single in the first. She scored on Roxy Vento's RBI double. However, after that, the Beacons were blanked despite putting together some good opportunities. It was Caitlin Miller who earned her 7th victory of the season with her 8th complete game of the year. Beacons had the 1-0 lead heading into the 6th inning before they gave up 4 unanswered runs in the 6th and 7th. The loss goes to Jess Greenspan. She falls to 3-7. Different lineup for UMass Boston in Game 2, as they will look to improve to 1-1 in the conference. Leading off playing third base is going to be Ari Bellata. That's no change. Moving over to second base is going to be Kelly Danahy. moving over from second base to left field, I should say. Behind the dish, batting third will be Roxy Vento. Batting fourth in center field, Taylor Paulina. Batting fifth at first base, Tori DeCenso. Batting sixth at second, and into the lineup is Alyssa Tully. The designated player batting seventh, Cassidy Gaeta. In right field batting eighth, it'll be Drew Washington. And Gigi Braga will be at shortstop again, batting ninth. The starting pitcher is going to be Megan Hoban, a sophomore from Bedford. Hoban on the campaign is, I'll get you her numbers in just a moment. Hoban on the campaign, 3-2, the 5.49. 7 appearances. This will be her fifth start. She's completed 2 of them. 21 2/3, 16 strikeouts to 6 walks. Meanwhile, for the visiting Panthers, the similar lineup, in fact, the same exact lineup. Deborah Morrill in left field, leading off. In right field, Hannah Seidner. At first base, Ashley Deo. The designated player, Abri Davis. At third base, Jen Landers. In center field, Cassidy Emerson. The shortstop's Nora Butler. The catcher is Haley Birch. And batting ninth, Mary King. Starting pitcher for Game 2 will be Kayla Matthew. She is making her 6th start, 9 appearance. She is 3-0 with a 2.59, 27 innings, 26 strikeouts to 8 walks. The Beacons are out there ready to rock and roll with Megan Hoban, the starting pitcher today. And the leadoff hitter to face her, just like in Game 1, Deborah Morrill. So Morrill and UMass Boston have been bitter foes here for a couple of years. The junior from Concord, New Hampshire, has made a living of crushing Beacon's pitching. We'll see if we can bounce back here against Morrill, who, of course, in Game 1 had 2 hits, reached base 3 times. It's 0-1 to Morrill. Morrill, Seidner, Deo to begin the first inning. Hoban's 0-1, bunt attempt, coming on in from third and firing, and in time to get Morrill. As a beautiful play at third base from Bellotta as the sophomore charged and fired across the diamond for the out. Good stretch from DeCenso at first. So 1 out to begin this afternoon's Game 2, and that'll bring up Hannah Seidner. Seidner in Game 1. Key catalyst to the 7th inning where she doubled and scored. She was 1 for 3 overall.
Right field number 4, Hannah Seidner.
So 1-0 to Seidner as she rips that one the opposite way for a base hit to right field. Few defensive changes in Game 2 for UMass Boston. Kelly Danahy moves to left field from second base. Cassidy Gaeta moves to the designated player from first base. As stepping in is Deo with Seidner at first. First pitch from Hoban right there, 0-1. Folks, stay up to date all year long with UMass Boston Athletics by downloading the Go Beacons app. Watch live video. I'm watching myself right now on my phone. I don't want to do that. Trying to get the stats from Dave Wahlberg. But you can watch the game. You can get live stats. You can read news articles. All at Go Beacons, as there's a chance for a double play. They're not going to get it. Braga flips it over to second. Getting clipped there was Tully on her right leg as Gigi runs over to congratulate her. It's a 6-4 put out. And that is 2 down. And that brings up Aubrey Davis. Aubrey, in game 1, went 1 for 3 with a double and a walk. Deo at first, Davis at the dish. That one grounded through the hole. It's a tough play for Gigi. She can't get there. And another single. It's first and second. So UMass Boston in a bit of a early difficulty here. Tough spot as Cassidy Emerson steps up to the dish against Megan Hoban. First pitch is high, 1-0. One-0 pitch from Hoban. Ryan back up the middle. That's a base hit. Coming on in to score is Deo. And just like that, it's 1-0 Panthers here in the first inning. An RBI single from Cassidy Emerson.
Third baseman number 15, Jen Landers.
And the Beacons trail it early. Here's Landers. Jen and Emerson flipped in the batting order for this one. As that one is low, ball 1. Landers in game 1, 0 for 3 with a walk and a run. That one's up and away. Called that a strike. It's 1-1. 1-1 pitch. That one tipped. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one is lifted into shallow center. It fooled the center fielder, and a diving play. What a catch made out in center field. An unbelievable effort as UMass Boston's Taylor Paulina makes a diving play after being fooled initially, and she avoids any further damage. We are through 1/2 inning here from UMass Boston. It's 1-0 Panthers on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. Welcome back to UMass Boston. Just across the row, the baseball team is taking their aggressions out. They lead 7-0 over WestCon, and it's a tough feeling for Connecticut because they are the home team technically in that game, but they're playing at UMass Boston. They're getting their doors blown off here in just the second inning. So here we are, bottom half of the first inning from the softball field, as leading things off for the Beacons, familiar face, Ari Bellata. Ari went 0 for 3 in game 1.
Leading off for the Beacons, the third baseman, number 13, Ari Bellata.
First pitch is right there, 0-1. The starter, Kayla Matthew, a junior from Fairfax, Vermont. Kayla on the campaign, coming in at 3-0 with a 2.59. That's inside. 1-1 to Bellotta. From the windup, Matthews 1-1, and that one swatted back up the middle, a base hit for Bellotta. And so UMass Boston off to a good start here in the bottom of the first for their best hitter, Kelly Danahy. So Danny steps in. Kelly in game 1, 2 for 3. She singled twice, scored a run. Slowing away. Kelly playing left field in game 2, played second in game 1. Matthew from the windup, that unorthodox delivery. It's outside. 2-0 to Kelly. Matthew from the windup. Here is the 2-0 pitch, and Kelly takes that one away. No, they stay on the outside corner. Umpire has a late signal. Hate that as a broadcaster. It's 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Kelly trying to bunt, trying to reach, and unsuccessful, but she does advance Bellotta over to second, so a good sacrifice. So Bellotta advances over into scoring position, 1 down for Vento.
The catcher, number 9, Roxy Vento.
It's 0-1 to Vento. Paulina on deck. One ball and 1 strike to Roxanne Vento. From the windup, Matthew, that one ripped foul, and that glass won't break. Took down the window there in left field. There's a 1-2 pitch from Matthew. That one is just a bit outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ooh. Starting to see the sparks fly between the home plate umpire and Bruce Addison. I think Addison said something to his catcher. It's only the first inning, guys. Plenty of time left as that one is grounded to the third base line. Gobbled up there and fired across the diamond in time for the second out. Good play from Jen Landers. She's showing herself pretty adept at third base. Figures a field full of women, and the only 2 people arguing are men. That sounds about right. Brings up Paulina Taylor, a junior from Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Runner at third base, as that is a changeup swung on and missed, 0-1. That runner at third base is, of course, the leadoff hitter, Bellotta. Reached on a single, advanced on a bunt, made her way over to third base on the ground out. It's on the inside corner for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes to Paulina, who's got the tying run at third base. That one is high, 1-2. Matthew ready from the windup. 1-2 pitch. That one lifted to second. Coming on in to make the play is King. And the inning is over. We are through 1 inning from UMass Boston. It's 1-0 Plymouth State on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. Megan Hoban back out onto the pitcher's mound as UMass Boston trailing 1-0. It's been a bit of a slow start offensively for them here today. They only got 1 run. It came in the first inning last game in Game 1. Losing 1-0 here in Game 2. Leading it off is going to be Nora Butler.
Leading off for the Panthers, shortstop number 13, Nora Butler.
Nora hailing from Tewksbury, Massachusetts. First pitch is inside, 1-0. Nora in Game 1, 0 for 3. As that one is grounded to short, Gigi gobbles that up, fires across the diamond. She's got a cannon, and that's 1 down. 6-3 on the putout, and so Nora is retired. That'll bring up Haley Birch, the sophomore catcher from Salem, Connecticut.
Catcher number 18, Haley Birch.
Haley also struggled with the stick in Game 1. Went 0 for 2 with a walk. Sign away, ball 1. In the first inning, the Panthers, as that one was high, 2-0. The Panthers got their run thanks to a Seidner single, who was then retired at second on a fielder's choice from Deo, but Aubrey Davis singled, and then Emerson singled to bring in Deo. That one is launched into right. Ranging in Washington, and Drew will make the play. So that's 2 down here in inning number 2. King, the second baseman. In Game 1, Mary was 0 for 2. 0 for 3, excuse me, as that one is low. Hoban has been very good with control this year. Perhaps the best of the Beacons pitchers, as that one is ripped foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. It'll be a welcome sight after Greenspan struggled at times with her command, especially late in Game 1. That one ripped back up the middle. That's a base hit. So Mary King is aboard with 2 down here in the second inning.
The left field, number
That turns the
23,
lineup
Morrill.
over and brings up the very talented Deb Morrill. Morrill is 0 for 1. As Hoban's first pitch is on the outside corner, 0-1. 4 hits already against Hoban. As that's grounded right back to Hoban. Take the easy play at first, and she throws it low and away. Advancing all the way to third base is King. And with 2 down, that's a big error. See if she can pick herself up, though.
Right field, number 4, Hannah Seidner.
And that brings up Seidner. Seidner is 1 for 1. She singled and was retired on a fielder's choice. So an error on Hoban. Runner at third base is King. The runner at first, Morrill. And the batter is Seidner. First pitch, inside, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, popped up. Shallow left. Danahy is there, and she makes the play to retire the side. So Kelly makes the final out of the second inning. We head to the bottom half of the frame. It is still 1-0 Plymouth. Kayla Matthew back out on the mound here for inning number 2. Alyssa Tolley will lead things off, or rather bat second against her. Leading things off will be Tori DeCenso. DeCenso playing first base today. She was the designated player in game 1.
Leading off for the Beacons, first baseman number 21, Tori DeCenso.
Matthew from the windup. Tori takes it high. Kayla gets the sign. Here she comes home. That's inside. 2-0. Pitch, and it's popped up behind us. And out of play. Two balls and one strike to Tori DeCenso. Matthews winds up 2-1. Just a bit inside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's a 3-1. That one's ripped foul, up and out of play. So a full count to Torrey. It'll be DeCenso, Tully, and Gaeta. Anyone reaches Drew Washington will bat for the first time. The wind up, the payoff pitch coming. 3-2 is high, ball 4. And so DeCenso is a leadoff base runner for Tully.
The second baseman, number 14, Alyssa Tully.
Tully, on the season, has yet to record a base hit. She's 0 for 4. First pitch, the called strike, 0-1. The wind beginning to really pick up. Matthew winds and delivers the 0-1. That's launched into left field. Coming on in and making the play is the left fielder here in game 2. That is Morrill. Throw all the way back in, not in time. One down. And with the runner at first base, that'll bring up Cassidy Gaeta. Gaeta, the designated player in game 2.
The designated player, number 22, Cassidy Gaeta.
Matthew, a 1-0 pitch coming, and Gaeta takes it high. DeCenso at first, Gaeta at the dish, Washington on deck. From the windup, pitch in is a little inside, and so ahead of the count now, 3-0 is Gaeta with 1 out and a runner at first base, and the Beacons trailing by a run. From the windup, the 3-0, and that's a little low. 4-pitch walk from Matthew. So Gaeta is on base, as is DeCenso. And that'll bring up Drew Washington, the freshman from Bordentown, New Jersey. Washington hitting 200. She's 2 for 10. And a visit to the mound, as heading on out there will be Bruce Addison and the entire infield as well. The meeting on the mound breaks up. The Beacons meeting up the first baseline does as well. Washington is at the dish. Braga on deck. The runner at second, Torrey DeCenso. The runner at first, Cassidy Gaeta. The pitcher, Kayla Matthew, and we are all set to go. 1 down, bottom of the second inning, still 1-0 Panthers. Washington takes it on the outside corner. Good frame from Birch. 0-1. Lined up from Matthew, 0-1, inside, 1-1. Here is the 1-1 pitch. And Washington, good eye, takes it outside. 2-1 to Drew Washington, the right fielder today. Bragg on deck, and then they will turn the lineup over. There's the 2-1. Washington gives it a ride deep to right field, and it's over the head of the right fielder. 1 run will score. Gaeta closely behind DeCenso, and Washington dives into third safely as UMass Boston puts a crooked number up. They take a 2-1 lead. So Drew Washington with her first triple of her collegiate career. And the UMass Boston Beacons have stemmed the tide and taken the lead away from the Panthers here in the second inning.
Shortstop, number 3, Gigi Braga.
That brings up Gigi Braga, who had an eventful game 1. Made an unbelievable diving clutch and a throw for a double play. She also reached on an infield single. Part of a 1-for-2 day for the Beacons shortstop. That one ripped foul out of play. Gigi's full name, Gislandia. I'm correct on that, right? I'm not? Gislani. Oh, I'm close enough. I forgot. Gislani. Because that's so common as well, Dave. Brazilian. That I'm correct about. Where did I get Gislandia from? Been a long, cold day, my friends, as that one is bunted foul. So it's 2-2 to Gigi. That's why we just call her Gigi. Two coming to Braga, popped up. Landers came in and then lunges to make a nice play. Second out of the inning. Good play. 2 down. Brings up the top of the order, and Ari Bellata, who can certainly swing the stick. She reached base in the first inning and was stranded.
Baseman number 13, Ari Bellata.
Bellata, the third baseman, with a chance to drive in Washington from third. The Beacons leading it 2-1. It's 1-0. That one outside. Fastball inside, corner. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is popped out of play behind us. And so now Matthew 1 strike away from getting out of this. He's already given up the lead. Beacons trying to salvage a split of the doubleheader. The 1-2 inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ari Bellata. The windup, and that one popped up and out of play again. So Matthew trying to retire Ari Bellata and avoid having to face Danahy with 2 runners on base. It's 2-2. That one's ripped into shallow center, coming on in, and coming back. The shortstop can't make the play. Unable to field it was Butler. She might have been better off deferring to the center fielder Emerson, but nonetheless an RBI single for Ari Bellata. And UMass extends the lead to 3-1.
Left fielder number 8, Kelly Danahy.
So Danahy will step in. Kelly's 0 for 1. Had 2 singles in game 1 as she skies this one shallow right. It's going to actually be caught at second base by King, and the inning is over. We head towards the third. The Beacons have taken the lead. It's 3-1 UMass Boston. Megan Hoban back on the mound as she and the Beacons now have a lead. It's 3-1 UMass Boston after 2. Let's take a look around Beaconville. Of course, the baseball team won game 1 of their doubleheader 3-1, and they're picking up where they left off, just demolishing WestCon in a game where WestCon is actually the home team, despite the fact that baseball does host them. 7-0 Beacons, top of the 4th inning. That game started, 30 minutes before this one? Probably a safe bet this one will reach the 7th before that one does, with how the Beacons offense is taking it to WestCon. Men's tennis is going to be traveling to Dartmouth for a 1 o'clock match tomorrow. Lacrosse is at WestCon for a 4 p.m. game. And track and field in the Smith Invitational all day at Smith College.
Panthers, first base number 34, Ashley Dale.
Dale leads things off here in the top half of the 3rd inning. First pitch to Ashley is up for a ball. Deo singled and scored back in the 1st. One 0's low, 2-0. One of those days here in New England where it looks nicer than it is, as that one's ripped foul. 2 balls and 1 strike. Looks like a summer day out here at the softball field. Sunny, blue skies, little breeze, but it feels like spring in New England. 45 to 50 degrees and breezy. 2-1. That one grounded up the line off the bag and past the third baseman, Bellotta. That is just going to be a single for Deo, who sees a beautiful play by Danahy, who came over and cut that one off down the line. Danahy prevented an extra base hit.
Designated play number 17, Aubrey Davis.
And so that'll bring up Aubrey Davis with a runner at first base and nobody out. Davis singled. Back in the 1st as well. One's low. 1-0 to Davis. Ball high there, it's 2-0. From right to left on the infield, DeCenzo at first, Tully at second, Braga at short, Bellotta at third, as that's grounded foul, 2-1. In the outfield and right field, Washington. Left field, Danahy, and the center fielder, Taylor Paulina. Battery mates, Vento and Hoban. That one ripped foul up the third base line. It's 2-2 to Davis. Deo at first base. Beacons leading it 3-1. I'm John Scudris here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network as the 2-2 is ripped to right center field. That's falling fast. That's a base hit. Paulina gets there, fires it in. Hey, would have had a chance at second if Braga could have handled the throw. Instead, coming on into score on the RBI double is Deo. It's an RBI for Aubrey Davis, and it's 3-2.
Center field number 12, Cassidy Emerson.
Brings up Emerson, who had the RBI hit back in the first inning. She's got a chance to tie the game with one here in the third. That ball inside for a 1-0 count. 1-0 delivery. It gets away, and that's going to only help further the efforts of the Panthers to retie the game. As heading over to third is Aubrey Davis with nobody out here in the third inning. So now Emerson can just try to put this in play and get the RBI. Probably anywhere but third base. We're back to the mound as that's right back up the middle, a base hit. The second RBI single of the first 3 frames of Game 2 for Emerson. And we are retied. It's 3-3, Panthers and Beacons.
Third baseman number 15, Jen Landers.
Brings up Landers as the Castle continues to crumble around Hoban here in the third. Single, single, single. We are tied as that one is a bunt attempt coming on in. Bellotta fires over to Tully covering first. And that's one down. Advancing over to second, Emerson. With one down, that'll bring up Nora Butler.
The shortstop, number 13, Nora Butler.
The native of Tewksbury steps in, right-handed hitter, facing the right-handed pitcher, Hoban. And the first pitch is right off the plate, 1-0. One-0 pitch, that's launched into left field. Danahy on the run, she won't get there. One hopping off the fence. Emerson can moonwalk home. And the Plymouth State Panthers have retaken the lead. 3 runs, still less than 2 outs. And it's 4-3 Panthers on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. It's an RBI double for Butler. And stepping on in is going to be Birch. Haley. The chance to bring in another run here with a base knock. First pitch. It's up high, 1-0. Beacons fell behind 1-0 after 1/2 inning. They scored 3 runs last time out, and have given 3 right back here in the top of the third, and now a timeout. And a discussion between home plate umpire and head coach, Natalie Ardania. Two-0. It's a strike, 2-1. Of course, the Beacons came into this doubleheader winners of 5 of 6 after losing 8 straight. So that one's grounded foul. Diving play by Ari Bellotta. And so with a 2-2 count, Dobin back on the mound as Hoban will look to get out of this one. It's a little high, 3-2. Still just 1 out. Roberts and the Plymouth State Panthers trying to extend the lead. That one ripped foul. Butler heading back to second. Beacons right now 7-12 overall and 0-1 in the LEC. They'll have the non-conference battles this week before they get back into conference play next weekend. Still a lot of softball to be played as that's grounded foul by Birch. There's the windup and a high pitch. That one was Caught up to and ripped foul. Coach Addison for Plymouth State knocked it down at third base. Three-two, back up the middle. Braga takes it, fires to first in time, second out. Butler advances to third, and it'll bring up Mary King with two down.
Second baseman, number 5, Mary King.
Right-handed hitter King facing the right-handed pitcher Hoban, and that one is ripped left center field. That's trouble. Both outfielders coming close, and a good decision by Danahy to defer and allow Paulina to make a diving catch. That'll do it for 2.5. We head to the bottom of the third, 4-3 Plymouth State. Roxanne Vento will lead things off in the bottom of the third with UMass Boston trailing 4-3. Got you a look around Beaconville next half inning. Beacon's lacrosse team underway. Vento taking on Matthew.
Leading off the Beacons, the catcher, number 9, Roxy Vento.
It'll be Vento, then Paulina. First pitch here to Roxy's in the dirt. One and 0 to UMass Boston's backstop. On the outside corner, 1-1. Matthew, the 1-1 delivery, and Vento rips it deep into right, on the run, unable to get there. One hopping off the fence. Vento thinking 3, and she'll head in there standing with a leadoff triple. The tying run approaching the plate as the Beacons look to battle back against the Panthers. So Vento gives it a ride into right. Unable to catch up to it and make the play was Seidner. And the Beacons are in business. Brings up Paulina. Matthew, first pitch to Taylor. Ripped and missed, nothing in one. DeCenso on deck with nobody out and the tying run at third base. Matthew ready. That's in the dirt. Great block from Birch. So a hitter's count now to Paulina, who's made a couple of fantastic defensive plays today. as Matthew gets back on the rubber. Here's the 2-1. That one launched into left. That should get the job done. Over to make the play is Morrill. Tagging and scoring is Vento. And UMass Boston has battled back. We're tied at 4. So the leadoff triple from Vento, followed by the sac fly from Paulina. And we have a whole new softball game in the bottom of the third. Still 4-4 now. And here comes Tori DeCenso. Tori rips that one off the backstop here. Tori reached base last time out with a walk. Matthew back on the rubber. The 0-1 is in the dirt. Good block. Don't know with no one on. It's a moot point. Tully waits on deck. One down here in the bottom half of the third inning. That one high. Two balls and a strike to Paulina. DeCenso, excuse me. 2-1 pitch. Tori waiting. On the inside corner, 2-2. Matthews 2-2 pitch, ripped into left. Morrill is there in her tracks to make the play. It's the second out. Brings up Tully, the second baseman. Alyssa's 0 for 1.
Second baseman, number 14, Alyssa Tully.
Matthew from the windup, first pitch. Tully rips it through the hole, a base hit. Well, I'll tell you what, that's got to feel good for Alyssa Tully. It's her first hit of the year. She was 0 for 5 coming into that at bat.
Player number 22, Cassidy Gaeta.
So Alyssa's in the hit column for the 2018 campaign, and we'll see if Cassidy Gaeta can bring her around. First pitch to Cassidy is right there, 0-1. Matthews 0-1 delivery, swung on and missed, 0-2. Runner at first base is Tully. Here's the 0-2 to Gaeta. Cassidy jam shot, but it's trouble. That's falling fast. That's a base hit. Tully smartly holds up at second base. And fighting that one off and landing it in shallow right field is Cassidy Gaeta. And that'll bring up Drew Washington with the go-ahead run at second base.
The right fielder, number 10, Drew Washington.
Matthews' first pitch to Drew, and that's right there, 0-1. Matthew ready. That one swung on and missed on a good sinker. That one just dropped right at the last moment. It was 0-2 to Washington. 2 down here. Runners at first and second. Beacons have tied the game. It's 4-4. Good eye from Washington. Takes that one high. There's the 1-2. Popped up. Birch behind the plate. She has it. And the inning is over. But the Beacons do tie the game as they get another run on the board. It's 4-4 after 3. Well, folks, new pitcher on the mound for the Beacons. Familiar face if you've been watching today. Jess Greenspan, who pitched a complete game in Game 1, is now coming out here in the 4th inning of Game 2. Dave Wahlberg just gave me a teaching lesson on natural arm motions.
Pitching change for UMass Boston. Now in the circle, number 2, Jess Greenspan.
Felt like I was back in anatomy class, 10th grade.
For the Panthers, left field number 23, Deborah
Now, as somebody who's no softball expert, more of a baseball connoisseur, it is now clear to me that it is a natural motion with the underhand that allows pitchers to really go into the night, inevitably, and infinitely, in an infinite number of pitches. Well, here's Greenspan. Not sure how many pitches she threw in Game 1 officially, but she's back out here and facing off against a tough cookie to lead things off in Deborah Morrill, who really had her way with Jess Greenspan with 2 singles and 3 plate appearances in Game 1. It's right there. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Now we get a timeout. And the umpire has a word for Greenspan. Probably she has an armband on or something. I'm not sure what. Sure what the umpire wanted to say to Jess, but no harm, no foul. She's back on it. It's 3-0. So they took the strike away and put it as a ball. As that one is right down Broadway, 3-1. An illegal pitch, huh? Not something you see in baseball. 3-1. That's right there in the inside corner, 3-2. There's the 3-2. Check swing, foul off the screen. American flag in left field. It's so windy, it's wrapping around the foul pole. As that 3-2 is inside, check swing and hit her. They're going to give her first base. Greenspan wondering if it maybe hit the bat. But she's not going to win that concern as it's a leadoff hit by pitch. It's the last thing you want to do after retying the game. So it'll bring up Seidner. Hannah has had herself a solid day both at the plate and in the outfield. That's ball 1. 1-0. Swung out and missed on a speed pitch. There goes the runner, and she is gunned down. What a throw from Vento and a great tag from Braga. And UMass Boston gets moral stealing for the first out of the 4th inning. So 1 down on a alert throw from Vento and a solid tag from Braga, as that one is off the end of the bat by Seidner. It's 1-2. Greenspan knows what she wants. There's the 1-2. Ripped foul. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes to Seidner. Hannah, a native of Pembroke, a junior. That one's ripped to right field as Washington comes in and makes the play. 2nd out. So fly out to right from Hannah Seidner. And that will bring up the always dangerous Deo.
First baseman number 34, Ashley Deo.
Ashley hails from Dover, New Hampshire, a junior. Here's the first pitch. It's low and in the dirt. 1-0. To Greenspan. So 1-0 is high and away, 2-0. She throws 7 innings in game 1. And here she is, I would think, expected to throw the remaining 4 of this one. Deacons only have 3 pitchers who've thrown this year. That's low. Ashley Dale almost got caught throwing the bat away on a called strike 1. Greenspan readies the 3-1. And that's strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Jess battling back after a 3-0 start to the at-bat. Now a full count pitch coming up. 3-2. Ripped foul as we're going to reach out of play, and it does. Greenspan has the sign. 3-2. Ground ball third. Knocked down by Bellotta. Ari fires across the diamond in time. And the inning is over. So a big caught stealing after a leadoff base runner reached. We are through 3.5. It's 4-4 Beacons and the Panthers.
Beacons, the shortstop, number 3, Gigi Braga.
Gigi Braga will lead things off here in the 4th inning. Matthews' first pitch to Gislini is in the dirt. It's 1-0 to Gigi, who is looking to get things started in the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll get you a LEC scoreboard update at the next half inning. Some action going on, including an absolute blowout in Rhode Island. It's 2-0. Gigi and then the top of the order, beginning with Bellotta, as that is blocked in the dirt, 3-0. Gigi with a little strut away from the left-handed batter's box. Always something with Gigi Braga. There's a 3-0. Taken all the way. 3-1. There's a 3-1 from Matthew. Right there, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Braga, Bellotta, Danahy. Here's the 3-2. Gigi grounds it through the hole under the glove at shortstop. Butler unable to make the play. And a leadoff single for Gigi Braga. We're going to have a new pitcher on the mound, folks, as it looks like Allison Moylan, the senior right-hander from Methuen, Massachusetts, is going to be the new chucker. So as the Beacons get a relief pitcher in, so too do the Panthers. Take a look at the numbers for Moylan there. 3-3 with 1 save, a 2.54, 12 strikeouts, and a 2.54 opponent's batting average. So the right-hander from Methuen, Allison Moylan, will be the new pitcher as she will face off against the top of the Beacons order. It doesn't get any more difficult. Bellotta, Danahy, Vento.
Ladies and gentlemen,
she's ready to rock and roll.
Plymouth State University. Now in the circle, number 1, Allison Moylan.
It is a 4-4 game, bottom of the 4th inning. We're ready to go. Ari Bellotta will be the first one to face her, and the first pitch to Bellotta, bunt! Moylan coming in, throws to first in time. Braga to second, has to dive back, and she does so successfully. So with 1 down, the runner in scoring position for Kelly Danahy.
Left field number 8, Kelly Danahy.
Moylan back and ready to go. Here's the first pitch to Kelly. Takes that one for a strike, 0-1. Huge day in game 1 for Kelly Danahy, 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a run. So for 1 today. It's ripped back up the middle, a base hit. Danahy delivers. Braga will score, and UMass Boston has taken a 5-4 lead. And so Kelly Danahy continues to be the freshman sensation who leads UMass Boston in hitting. And the Kingston native has given the Beacons a 5-4 advantage here in the 4th inning. Vento steps in, left-handed hitter, and she chops that one foul. 0-1 with one down. 5-4 Beacons. Runner at second base is Danahy, as she has given the Beacons the lead again. They led this game 3-1. Gave up 3 straight to fall behind, but have battled back. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball right back to Moylan. She's been active with a bunt, and now a ground ball is a second out. Kelly advancing over to third. That'll bring up Paulina. Taylor Paulina. Right-handed hitter facing the right-hander, Moylan. Ground ball foul.
Center field number 15, Taylor Paulina.
Here is the 0-1. That's low. Good block from Birch with Danahy waiting at third. Here's the 1-1. That's in the dirt. It gets away. Here comes Kelly. She scores, and UMass Boston extends the lead to 6-4. So Allison Moylan comes in as a reliever, gives up a sacrifice bunt, an RBI single, a ground out, and now a wild pitch. 3 unanswered for the Beacons. They lead at 6-4. That's right down the middle. It's 2-2, excuse me, to Taylor Paulina. Stays 2-2. She rockets that up the third base line. Allison Moylan. That one grounded to first. Gobbled up there by Deo. And the inning is over. But the Beacons do make the Panthers pay. They chase the starter, and they end up getting to Moylan just a little bit. They put a couple runs up. They strand none. We head to the fifth. It's 6-4, UMass Boston. Jess Greenspan back out there for her first full inning of relief work after starting and completing game one. Let's take a look at the LEC. Actually, you know what? Let's hold off on that, Lissa. Inning got ahead a little quicker. After this first batter, we'll take a look at the LEC scoreboard. First pitch is low for a ball.
Player, number 17, Aubrey Davis.
Aubrey Davis is the batter. She's been active today, both in game one and game two. In game two, she had a single in the first inning, part of a 3-run first, as that one is on the inside corner. Strike number 1, 1-1. Greenspan's 1-1. That's low. 2 balls and a strike to Davis. 2-1, lifted out of play behind home plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Aubrey Davis. From the windup, there's the 2-2 in the dirt. 3-2, so working the count full is Davis again. Big payoff pitch here for Jess. That's high, ball 4. Let's take a look at the LEC scoreboard. Here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network, Keene State looking for a doubleheader sweep at Southern Maine. They won game 1 5-4, leading game 2 3-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Rhode Island College, well, they're having their hands full and having a lot of trouble with EastCon. They lost game 1 9-0, and they're getting absolutely trounced 11-1 in the bottom of the 4th of game 2. And Dartmouth and WestCon postponed until Sunday at UMass. Base runner is going to be Autumn Bayor. She made a pinch running appearance in game 1. She's in there again.
Number 11, Autumn Bayor.
Bayor is in for Davis. And so, quicker legs out there at first. As the batter is Cassidy Emerson.
The center fielder, number 12, Cassidy Emerson.
Emerson and Landers switching 5th and 6th spots here in game 2. Here's the first pitch. It's inside, 1-0. Greenspan readies. 1-0, bunted foul, 1-1. Top half of the 5th inning. Beacons lead at 6-4, trying to get the final 9 outs of this one to avoid a sweep at the hands of Plymouth. Now, granted, in game 1, they led 1-0 at this point as Emerson swings and misses. It's 1-2. They led 1-0 in the 5th inning. In fact, until the 6th inning when they gave up a run, and then they gave up a couple in the 7th. They ended up losing that game. 1-2 is in the dirt. That one bounced. About 3 feet in front of the plate. Good block from Vento with the runner Bayor at first base. There's the pitch. Popped up behind and out of play. This is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the top half of the 5th inning. That one popped up. Back. Vento not going to get there as it again lands out of play. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. Rip back up the middle, a base hit, and here come the Panthers. Nobody out, runners at first and second on another base hit, this one from the bat of Emerson. And now that brings up Landers, the third baseman for these Panthers. See if they decide to bunt the tying runs over. The bottom of the order up. It's a risky call. They'll try it. They pull it back. And that's a ball. Nora Butler waits on deck. See if Landers is bunting again. She is. Gets it down. It's a beaut. They try to go to third, and what a play from both Braga and Bellotta. Bellotta with the quick intellect to spin around and throw, and Braga to hold the bag as she made the play on the throw that was a little bit low. And so it's a huge out, number one. They forced the runner out at third. That was Bayor. And so Emerson moves up to second, and Landers to first as Butler steps up. Nora to right field. Drew coming in. Washington can't get there. One hop. They'll move station to station. And the bases are full of Panthers with one down. So now the biggest at bat of the day here for the backstop, Haley Birch, who's got a chance to do a lot of things. She can get the Panthers closer with a fly ball or anything that isn't a double play that's put in play. Short of a line out as that is caught. And that's 0-1. She can also tie it up with a base hit or with an extra base hit, potentially give the Panthers a lead. Greenspan ready. Here's the 0-1. That's line drive, base hit to left center field, and the Panthers have retied the game. Coming on in to score, and sliding in is Emerson. And coming on in to try to take the lead and getting tagged out was the runner for all the way from first base, that being Butler. And a beautiful heads-up play by Vento as well as Greenspan as they tag out Butler for the second out of the inning. And now Bruce Addison is going to try to argue there was interference. It looked to me like it was the catcher or the batter for Plymouth State who was in the way, the runner who had just scored. I don't think they're going to win any argument here as it's 6-6 now with 2 down and the runner at third base. Addison still wants an explanation. The explanation is, I believe, the runner who had slid in on Vento was still adjusting herself when she was getting up. Now we're going to have a substitution. Lindsey Hall is going to be the pinch hitter. The junior from Midlothian, Virginia. She'll pinch hit for King after the brilliant hit from Haley Birch that ties the game. It's now a huge at-bat here for Greenspan as she'll try to keep this tied heading into the bottom of the fifth. That one is outside, ball one. One-oh. Inside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. That's in the dirt, but swung through. Well, it's never easy to come off the bench and pinch hit. Lindsey Hall just showed why, as it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Big pitch here. Greenspan popped out a play behind us. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Greenspan ready to go. The 1-2 is high, 2-2. Two runs in the inning. And the Panthers have retied it. Here's the 2-2. Launched to the left, but that's foul and out of play. So another 2-2 coming to Lindsey Hall. There's the pitch. That's ripped foul out of play again. Remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's Greenspan's 2-2. Ground ball to third. Gobbled up by Bellotta, and the inning is over. But the damage is done as the Panthers tie it up. They score 2 runs on a couple of hits. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It's still 6-6. All right, welcome back. Beacons Broadcasting Network, bottom half of the 5th inning. Whole new softball game here. It's 5 innings almost through, and it's 6-6 as staying in here to pitch is going to be Moylan. She came in last inning. And batting for the Beacons will be Tori DeCenso. First pitch is high and away for a ball. 1-0 to DeCenso, as here is Allison's 1-0. That's fouled out of play. Here's Moylan's 1-1. It's in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bottom half of the 5th. Beacons trying to get a lead either in this or the 5th or the 6th inning to avoid having a bat in the 7th and try to get a win here. Maybe that's what those of us in the crowd are hoping for. It's not warm right now as that's launched back up the middle, a base hit. Tori DeCenso greets Moylan with a rocket up the middle. And it's a leadoff base runner, and the Beacons are in business for Alyssa Tully. Right-handed hitter facing Moylan. First pitch, Tully ground ball right side, gobbled up by Deo. She'll only get the easy out at first. And so a productive out number 1 is moving over to second base is DeCenso. That'll bring up Cassidy Gaeta, a freshman from North Reading.
The designated player number 22, Cassidy Gaeta.
First pitch is right there, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 to Cassidy. That is a beautiful frame by Birch. 0-2. Here's the 0-2 from Moylan. Ground ball productive up the middle. A base hit! Coming on in to score is DeCenso, and the Beacons have retaken the lead. It's 7-6, UMass Boston. An RBI single for Alyssa Tully, for Cassidy Gaeta after Alyssa Tully advanced the runner. And UMass Boston has taken a 7-6 lead, and so here comes Drew Washington. So Gaeta with the RBI, scoring DeCenso. Both of those two have been real active their last couple of at-bats and getting the Beacons runs as Washington launches it high and away. It's 1-0. Plenty of creative chance from the Beacons dugout all day long. Here's the 2-0. Off-speed pitch, 2 balls and 1 strike. Gaeta's the runner at first base. And it's chopped right to the left side. Coming on in and unable to field it is Landers. And just like that, the Beacons are brewing. It's first and second with only 1 out for Gigi Braga. Meaning on the circle, if you will, for the Panthers as Braga will step on in. She's always having a good time, no doubt about that. So Moylan against Braga with 1 out and the Beacons back on top. 2 runners on base, that's right there, 0-1.
Shortstop, number 3, Gigi Braga.
Here's the 0-1. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Braga squaring around to bunt, pulls it back, and takes a strike. It's 1-2. There's the 1-2. That swung and missed. She struck her out. That'll bring up Ari Bellata. And a chance for the Beacons to extend the lead. Last game, in Game 1, they went into the 6th inning with a 1-run lead and squandered it. They'll try to get the insurance runs they couldn't get in the 5th inning of last game here in Game 2.
Ari Bellata.
Slowing inside 1-0 to Bellata. Kelly Danahy waits on deck. Ground ball right back to the mound. Moylan makes the play, and the inning is over. The Beacons do retake the lead as they get the run on a RBI single from Cassidy Gaeta. We head to the 6th, 7-6, UMass. we head to the 6th inning. Beacon 6 outs away from winning this one. It'll be the leadoff hitter, Deborah Morrill, to face Jess Greenspan. First pitch is right there, 0-1. Oh, 1 from Jess is outside, 1-1. That's right there. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Taking a look out in the bullpen for the Panthers. I believe that's Caitlin Miller warming up. That one missed. It's 2-2. Miller, of course, pitched a complete game in Game 1 and got the victory, so she may be called upon to come back out if they get the lead or even if they don't next inning. We'll see. That one is fouled off the screen. 2-2. Check swing pop-up. Braga's there. 1 down. That'll bring up Seidner with 1 down here in the 6th.
Right field number 4, Hannah Seidner.
First pitch is right there, 0-1. Greenspan's 0-1, pop behind us. Going to be 0-2. 7-6 Beacons here on the BBN. The 0-2 is right there, called strike 3. It's been a while since we've seen a called strikeout. 2 down. That brings up Ashley Deo. Deo's been involved in the offense throughout this doubleheader. 3-hole hitter, key cog, as first baseman watches it down and away, 1-0. On the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. That one launched deep left field. Danahy on the run. It's off the fence. And that is a big 2-out double for Ashley Deo, who continues to crush the softball. And that gives Aubrey Davis a chance to tie the game with a base hit. That one was left up and middle in. And Deo knew what to do with it. Lucky she didn't pull that one right out of the park. First pitch is right there with a changeup, should say. Oh, speed pitch. It's 0-1 to Davis. The 0-1. On the outside corner, 0-2. So Greenspan again is 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. The 0-2 outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Davis. Wind up. Greenspan's 1-2. Just a bit outside. 2-2. So 2-2, 2 outs here in the top half of the 6th inning. Ball 3 as that one's taken low, and a full count delivery coming on up to Aubrey Davis. Emerson waits on deck. Greenspan gets the call. The windup. Payoff pitch. Ground ball right back to Jess. And she makes the throw to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Beacons are 3 defensive outs away from splitting the doubleheader with Plymouth. It's 7-6, UMass Boston. Let's take a look around Beaconville here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. The baseball team completed a sweep of their doubleheader against Western Connecticut State. 3-1 the final in Game 1, 13-0 in 7 innings the final in Game 2. Men's tennis taking on Dartmouth tomorrow. Lacrosse team is tied 3-3 at Wisconsin in the 3rd quarter, and the track and field squad taking on Smith College in that Smith Invitational all day. Kelly Danahy starts things out with a launch deep into right field. That one is deep. That one is off the wall. Danahy heads to second, and it is a stand-up double for UMass Boston's phenomenal freshman. An absolute blast to deep right for Kelly, and that'll do it for Moylan. So they give her 1 batter. Her day is done. And the starter and finisher of Game 1 comes back out as Caitlin Miller will be the new pitcher. Show you her stats, although we showed them to you already in Game 1. It's actually 7-5 now for Caitlin, 2 saves. ERA going to be lower than 2.32 as well. I won't do the math for you. 55 strikeouts coming in. She had 4 strikeouts in Game 1, so she's up to 59. Opponent's hitting about 210 against her. So Miller, with a runner at second, will face the Beacons Murderers Row. Vento Paulina DeCenso. So we're all set to go here in the bottom of the 6th. Beacons trying to get the insurance runs that eluded them in Game 1 en route to a loss against Plymouth State.
Number 9, Roxy Vento.
Caitlin Miller ready to go. First pitch to Vento as Roxy swings and misses, 0-1. Vento in Game 1 against Miller was 1 for 3. doubled in the first inning. Drove in a run. In fact, she drove in Danahy. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. Nothing in 2. There's the 0-2 pitch. Way outside and gets away, and that'll allow Danahy to move up. So now the Beacons get the insurance run on really anything in play outside of third base or the mound. And an opportunity for Vento to get another RBI today. Vento pops it up. Too shallow to tag up as the play is made by Butler. That's 1 down. One down, and that'll bring up Paulina.
Center field number 15, Taylor Paulina.
Miller winds up. That's high. 1-0. There's a 1-0. Ground ball to shortstop. Coming on in, Danahy, the throw. She's safe. A bit of an awkward slide from Kelly. She's smiling. She's okay. That's 1 down. As she face planted a little, but she looks okay as she's all smiles. It is 8-6 UMass Boston. And the Beacons get the insurance run they needed heading into the 7th inning. Here's Tori DeCenso. First pitch to her is ripped to short, gobbled up, and they won't get the double play. Butler won't even throw.
Second base number 14, Alyssa Tully.
So here's Alyssa Tully, who got her first hit of the season earlier in this game. Looking to keep it going. First pitch to Alyssa, fouled back. 0-1. So the Beacons, with a 2-run advantage now as they head to the 7th, they'll try to get their first LEC victory with 3 more outs. Here's the 0-1. It's high and away, 1-1. Miller back, ready to go. Here is the 1-1. That's swung on a miss on a high fastball, 1-2. That was one of those deceptive pitches. That's rising. Tully smiling because she was fooled by it. One, 2, fouled back. Stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one is high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the Beacons, seeing Tully put together a solid at bat here. Here's the 2-2 coming. Swung on and missed. She struck her out. So the inning is over. However, Miller does give up another run. And the Beacons have extended the lead to 2. 3 outs away from their first LEC win of the year. UMass leads at 8-6 after 6 here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. Beacons 3 outs away from a victory. They're 8th of the year. They're first in the LEC. Let's take a look ahead at what's coming over the next week. The Beacons will be on the road at Emmanuel College on Tuesday for a doubleheader beginning at 6. They'll be back at home on Thursday for a doubleheader right here on the BBN at 3. Next weekend, 2 LEC road doubleheaders beginning on Saturday at EastCon, 1 and 3 p.m. starts, and Sunday at WestCon also 1 and 3. So the Beacons with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games in the next 7 days. Giovanna Bonilla enters into the game for UMass Boston, as she will be in right field for the Beacons, joining Danahy as well as Paulina in the outfield. Cassidy Emerson will lead things off here in the 7th inning as Greenspan will try to sew this up, lock, stock, and barrel. Here's the first pitch. That one swung on and missed with an off-speed pitch, 0-1. Critical game here in Game 2. Mostly because Plymouth State is now 3-0 in the conference. That one ripped to left field. Danahy came in, moves back in her tracks to make the play, 1 down. Of course, UMass Dartmouth not playing today. They'll play tomorrow against WestCon. They're the only other team that started 2-0 in the conference. They are 15-5 overall, so the Corsairs definitely having a banner campaign so far. As the first pitch, ground ball third base side. Landers grounds out, 2 down here in the 7th inning. And so it brings up Nora Butler, the last chance for romance for the Plymouth State Panthers here in inning number 7. First pitch to Butler. Up and in, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That one lifted to left. Danahy back, and appropriately so. Kelly Danahy makes the play, and the Beacons win it by the final score of 8-6 as they capture their first LEC victory in the 2018 campaign. The Beacons improve to 8-12. The Panthers fall to 13-9. UMass 1-1 in the conference, a game behind Plymouth for second place in the LEC. Again, the final score, UMass Boston 8, Plymouth State 6. As always, I'd like to thank my fellow Beacons Broadcasting Network crew, our producer Seth Orensky, the director Alyssa DePippo, on camera Cassie Murphy, for everyone involved. And Dave Wahlberg, I'm John Skudris. Good night, good luck, and good softball. We'll see you next time right here on the PVN.